Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to a very special game. So today, obviously you can see right there on the top left, it says you're playing Stanley Parable. So this game, I've actually seen, and that's what's funny about it. I've actually seen, so kind of like Kindergarten, well, not Kindergarten 2, I hadn't played Kindergarten 2. But I guess kind of like DDLC, I played the game, but you know, in that series I wasn't the one in control. Which is exactly what's happening today. So this is another choice-based game. In fact, there's actually 10 times more choices in this game than there was in DDLC. So Isabel's decision-making is being put to the test here. So I'm in control, technically, because I'm more used to computer games. Isabel has a computer, but I don't really think she plays too much games on it, besides maybe Roblox.
I usually play on mobile.
Yeah, so she's more of a mobile person, console person. So once she... the goal is to get her a computer so she can start getting into computer games, so we can play, like... Minecraft, Java, or stuff together. And either way, point is, she's not used to them yet. So I'll be in control, but she is in full control of any choice that comes up. So, and of course, we're gonna try. I think there's like 16 endings too. We're gonna try to get most of them. We're gonna leave a couple out there so you guys can go get the game yourself. By the way, that reminds me too. I've seen this game in its fullest, so please go buy the game yourself. It's really cheap. It's only $15, and it's really fun. And it's all, you know, it's basically like a narration game because you're listening to the narrator, but you don't have to listen to the narrator, which is pretty funny. So here we go. Begin game. We have closed captioning on, so if you can't hear us right now, I guess you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm saying, but we have closed captioning in case you want to read what the narrator's saying. Alright, I think we're good.
Yes.
Alright, begin the game. I enabled achievements, because apparently achievements were turned off. The end is never the end. Alright, here's the story.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month, of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-making, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, so we are in. So Stanley, whoa, that's pretty fast. Oh, okay, we moved pretty fast. I forgot about that. Yeah, so Stanley works at a job for, pushes buttons like this, and he does that every month of every year.
Fun. Very fun.
I know, right? So we're just gonna, should we keep walking?
Sure.
I thought C was crouch, but it's not. There is a crouch button. Well, shoot.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Hey, I guess we took too long.
Yeah.
Hey, we got an ending. Nice job.
That wasn't ending.
Yeah, that's an ending. If you stay here for too long, the door closes and you just don't do anything. So here, let's actually leave this time. So we're, I believe he told us in the beginning, but we're number 427. It's hard to see there, but it's 427.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, we gotta go to the meeting room.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Alright, let's keep going. We move really fast. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it must be a fast walker.
Oop. Computers! Touching buttons. I love pressing buttons. It's the best. Alright, let's keep moving. The time is not moving. Or no, it is. No, it is moving. The time is what? Is that 6:55? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
There's a weird, like, the hour hand is like a thing coming out of it. It's weird. Okay, whatever. It's either 11, so it's either mid-afternoon or it's like late in the day.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, Isabel, got a choice. Do we follow the narrator or do we not follow the narrator?
Do the right one.
Not following the narrator? Alrighty.
Man.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alrighty.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I mean, you got a sweet vending machine, cold drinks, $1.25. What do you got? You got Pepsi, you got water, you got a purple thing.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
He gets really sarcastic later on, trust me. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice painting. It's a picture of a leaf,
At
right?
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That's so sad.
Wow.
Nice picture of the ocean. What we got over here? We got a picture of a nice country landscape.
He sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and
Glaciers.
there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Alright, so that's the last string of dialogue there. Sorry for the loud frickin' motorcycles out there. Okay, what does that say? Fun, I think? Okay. Alright.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Ooh, another choice. Do we follow the narrator or not follow the narrator?
Let's follow the narrator this time.
Alrighty.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Ooh, another decision. Like I said, 20 times more decisions. There's an elevator here that's going to take us down somewhere, or do we continue to follow the narrator?
Just continue to follow him.
Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Meeting schedule, weekly target, marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays. Termination means like firing somebody. So firing people on Tuesdays, great. We're broke Wednesday. I don't think I ever read that one. We're broke Wednesdays. That's great. Something Thursday, but they crossed it out. Prankin' Floors meeting. Nice. Weekly review. Office efficiency. Financial panic meeting.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. It's a whiteboard manager. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Targets. Push for funding. Great. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Oh, that's great. Hire somebody to fire the paper guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on topic. Okay. Tips for not getting fired. Oh, here we go. Talk less. Do not unbelievably amaze. Oh. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Here, we're learning some building stuff here. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out on passive aggressive on other coworkers. Resent coworkers. Okay, what? Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. Make sure that your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some below level text on the end. This one, sure, whatever. That one is unique. You, most of all. Nice. Because there's some Easter eggs. Profit. What do people want? Things, money, things, but with money to buy. More things, graphs about things and plus money. Okay. Alright, that's just good, whatever. Rate at which charts on the same side object. You go too fast! Whoever's flipping through these? Okay, whatever. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, hey, it's the broom closet. Wait, we gotta get Chris out of the broom closet. Right? They said Chris is in the broom closet. So here, do you want to go in the broom closet or do you want to keep following the narrator? This is another choice.
Let's do the broom closet.
Alrighty.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Alright. Want to go back on track or you want to stay in here? Or do you think he's lying?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
He may be saying this just to make us go out.
To go out? So you think he's lying?
It was baffling that Stanley was still
Yes.
just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I don't know, man. I see a broom. I'm in a closet.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
We just really love the broom closet, man.
Yeah, it's really.
It's a great closet. I still haven't figured out how to crouch, by the way. I've been pressing space, C, X,
You realize
V.
there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I don't know, man. I just like broom closets, man.
Yeah. It's really
Maybe to
unique.
you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Did you get the broom closet ending? So he just said there's an
Stanley
ending.
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Hey!
Probably
Hey.
got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Hey,
That or
there's no need to get personal, man.
Also, Stanley is addicted
No
to
need to
drugs
get
and
personal.
rockers.
No need to get personal, man.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Ah,
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Alright, well, Isabel, apparently I'm dead, so I guess, I guess you just have to take over. So, apparently I'm dead, so, alright, here you go. Go ahead.
What?
He said I'm dead. It must be true, right? It's gotta be true. He said I'm dead. So I must be dead. That's just how that works.
What?
That's just how it works. Alright, we have to leave.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
You thinking what I'm thinking? Go back in the room, class.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. There's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright, he's not gonna talk for a while, so we have to leave. But that was pretty funny.
Funny.
To a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Another choice. Follow the narrator or don't follow the narrator.
Let's go upstairs.
Alrighty. Ooh, a window.
A very bright window with...
Yeah, it must be frickin'... What are we in space?
I think we're dreaming.
Ooh, could be a good theory. A game theory. Get stuck on doors. Ooh, the executive bathroom. I bet there's gold toilet paper in there. Yeah, sensitivity.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
It's an achievement.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into
Alright,
the keypad,
2,
knowing
8,
full well
4,
the sheer
5.
statistical unlikelihood
shoot.
that this would ever result
2,
in a correct combination.
8, 4,
if he knew that
5.
the combo was to get incredibly by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Secret passageway? Alright. Yeah, so the 888 thing was just an achievement I remembered. Alright. For those that skipped the intro, I played this game before, so that's how I knew that. Isabel is completely blind though. She firmly said she's never heard of this game in her entire
I never
life.
heard of this game before.
Like I said, he gets sarcastic in some places. I think there's one word that's a bit iffy.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alrighty.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, we got mind control facility, so follow the narrator, or escape. That seems to be written in red marker.
Let's go into escape.
Escape? Alright.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Are we going to die?
Well, we could turn around. It's still open, I think. Or you want to keep progressing? Like I said, a bunch of choices.
Is it just gonna... If we still walk, is it just gonna, like, just turn to black and then we restart in the, restart in our old room?
Not completely, no.
Well, yeah, let's just go back.
Go back. What am I stuck on? No, there's like a thing there.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Alright, you still want to go to the mind control facility?
Yeah.
Alright. No going back now. Ooh, a big button.
I like that.
Press the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Look at all these TVs.
So much TVs.
Another button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives
Ooh.
of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So these are all the people in the building.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yep. I'm trying to. Okay, there's our office right there. 427. Ooh, hang on. 601 is fired. Interesting. Okay. All right. Another big button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Alright. I believe we have to go over here. Facility power. My control is idle, awaiting input. Alright, here's a choice. Do we turn it on, or do we listen to him and turn it off?
I want to turn it on.
So you want to go against the narrator and turn it on?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
You blew us up.
You're welcome.
So I want to point out to everyone the reason I was pressing buttons is because I think there's an achievement you can get. You can't actually stop the bomb, but I think there's an achievement you can get if you do a certain things in order. I must have did it wrong, but all right, we're gonna go after one more ending, and then we're gonna be done with this episode. So let's go back to the main choices here.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh.
Who's
that? Who's that? I never saw that. Who is that?
Every little thing in the
That's
office,
creepy.
But it didn't make a single difference.
Who the frick
Nor
was that?
Did it advance the story in any
I never saw that when I played this game.
Puss?
Oh, I might have been able to see him over here, but I think we missed him. Shoot! Who was that?
When
Okay.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, we should go to the left this time.
Left? Alright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Did you get the broom closet ending? Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go down this time, since I think I went up.
Go down. Alrighty.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
You predicted it.
Oh,
Yay.
what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
I believe I can
Imagined
fly.
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Makes sense, right?
And while he thought it all
Yes.
very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
We were dreaming the whole time.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Pretty crazy.
Yep, pretty crazy.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Yep.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, we got the dead ending.
The dead
Twice.
ending.
We got the get blown up by a bomb ending. We got the go crazy and die ending. Got some pretty interesting endings. Today, guys, we got the three endings. The first one was kind of accidental. Was staying in Stanley's room for too long, not doing anything, and like they basically like, nah, I'm good. Ending, and then we got two death endings. So
Yes.
good. But yeah, guys. So let me know down in the comments if you want this as a series. Like I said, it's a slow-paced game. It's not really like action-based or anything. It's not like, it's definitely different from all the games we've been doing so far on the channel. Every game so far has been action-based. I guess DLC was kind of like a reading game too, but anyway, so on the left, since I don't know if you guys want this as a series yet, I'm not going to prematurely make a playlist for it. So on the left, check out DDLC. It's a very interesting game. In fact, that series is almost finished too. It's also an indie game as well, so go check that out. On the right, another indie game you should definitely check out is Overcooked. That series is already long finished at this point, but go check it out anyway. It's pretty funny. And yeah, and of course, consider subscribing if you like the content you are seeing. And I think that is it. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.